Hi, it's Michael Senoff with Michael Senoff's HardToFindSeminars.com. The title of this interview is called What to Expect as an HMA Marketing Consultant. Here's an interview. It's a conversation between a gentleman named Aria and myself and what he can expect if he becomes an HMA Marketing Consultant. As you'll hear, Aria and I had spoken before when I noticed he was accessing information on my website at HardToFindSeminars.com. Well, as it turns out, he was studying information about the HMA system and how to become a consultant. Being a marketing consultant was something he had always dreamed of, to help businesses market their services and products better to realize greater increased profits. Here's when Aria calls me. He had already almost decided to go for it and join the HMA team. He simply wanted some validation as to the program and what materials would be available when he joined. This 27-minute recording of our call is a great crash course for anyone considering a new career as an HMA marketing consultant. We cover such things as exclusive tools and advice that I make available to new HMA consultants that will greatly help you establish your credibility to potential clients. You'll learn ways to train yourself to become an expert and comfortable at completing the opportunity analysis with your prospects. Now, the opportunity analysis is your sales pitch for selling your consulting services. You'll learn how by becoming an HMA consultant, you'll have access to your training material very quickly and easily. You'll have access to the online material immediately followed by a shipment of additional training material just a few days later. You'll also hear about my personal commitment to all the HMA consultants and how I make helping them my top priority. You'll learn the consulting education that the HMA consultants receive at the online HMA University, options about setting up your consulting business, sole proprietorship, incorporating, LLC, and more. And you'll hear my advice to what I think new consultants should do. You'll hear about some tax advantages you may have not considered about starting your own consulting practice. You'll also get a peek into the invaluable tools and content available to new consultants in the HMA University and much more. So if you're curious about the HMA system but want to know what kind of training you'll receive and how it'll work with you, don't miss this entertaining recording. Now let's get going.
I'm working as a nurse now.
Okay.
But that's more like a hobby. You know, I've been doing that for almost 12 years now.
Right.
So I do 3 shifts a week. But I really, have a real interest in doing marketing. I've always found that fascinating.
Okay.
And that's something I'd like to work with small to medium-sized businesses.
Okay, sure.
Like going in back into your site, listening to the tapes, looking at the material, and I think I would really like to do that. Now, that's the program that you have, the Hidden Marketing Assets program.
Correct.
Still working with that? Are you still
Yeah. That's exactly what that's all about. That's correct. I'm still working with it. I've got a whole online section of online training, and then you get 25 hours of video plus all the manuals. I mean, if you've listened to a lot of those recordings, you've already got a lot of great training that 99.9% of businesses don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you really do. Have you listened to all that stuff on the Consulting Secrets section?
A lot of it, yes, I have. Let me ask you something.
Sure.
Is anyone out there using the program now, other than Richard, the guy that came up with the program, and his people?
Yeah, I've got about 10 HMA consultants who. Now a lot of them are, because when we first talked, I was really just starting to promote it, but there are people out there who are just now getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any huge results for you, but those will definitely be coming. As a matter of fact, I was going to call all my consultants and do some kind of like an update and do some interviews and testimonials with them on how they're progressing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little premature to give you a list of all these great success stories on people using the system. But when you're a consultant, that's a concern for a lot of people because they think, well, I don't have any experience. How can that help me? But what I tell people and what we've set up for the consultants is you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to have done all this because people aren't. It's not you they want. What they want is a system that's going to get them the results. And the system has succeeded, many times. And I have some tools for the consultants. For instance, let's say you're talking to a business and you're afraid the guy's going to say, well, what have you done to help a business?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the wrong question. First of all, that's not going to happen because the way we train you, when you approach someone and you take them through that opportunity analysis, you've heard me do it a couple times, right?
Yeah.
That's when you establish yourself as an expert, by asking the questions and listening. And these questions elicit out things that he hasn't thought of when you're uncovering those hidden marketing assets, and he's saying, yeah, you've already established your credibility. So this question of, well, show me something you've done, it just isn't going to come out. It's a fear that's just, you can take all your fears and put them in a box, and none of them will come true. So by asking the right questions to a prospect who's qualified, who wants to grow his business, he's not going to question that. And if he does, I have all the answers you need. I have all the success stories. As a matter of fact, I have about 30 testimonials from Richard's clients of results that the system has provided. And what we did, we turned those into scripts. So we rewrote the testimonials in the form. If you're ever talking with someone over the phone, I have them in scripted form that you can just read off to the potential prospect. I can give you an example if you'd like. You want to hear?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. It's a download you have, and it's a tool you have in front of you when you're doing the opportunity analysis. As a matter of fact, I'm going to include this on the opportunity analysis so you'll have it in front of you. So, now how do I pronounce your name?
Aria.
Aria.
It's like the Italian aria.
All right, so I'm going to give you an example. Aria, we had a client who ran a health program whose revenues actually doubled in 30 days by making one little adjustment in his sales process. Yes, in 30 days, his revenues went from $36,000 per month to over $68,000 per month. Now, you're in manufacturing, right? One of our manufacturing clients told this area that he was about to file bankruptcy, and we worked with him in the system, and we reactivated his past customers, and he was actually able to create $10,000 in orders in only 1 week. He consistently got orders totaling over $1,000 a day without spending a dime, and that was a result of this system that we're going to implement for your business. Here's another story. We worked with a global van lines franchise owner to increase his prospect-to-customer conversion rate by 20%. And the best part was that the increase went right to his bottom line because he didn't have to increase his advertising expense. Right, so they're testimonials, but they're turned into stories. So these are some of the results of how the system has helped people. It's helped an owner of an auto financial service company to realize his unique position in the marketplace. The result area was $1 million the first year, $3.7 million the second year, and over $5 million the third year. Hi, it's Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching this video. Many of my interviews last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes even up to 2.5 hours long. They're actual mini seminars, and you've just listened to a short sample of just one of over 117 hours of exciting, hard-hitting, mind-blowing interviews on how to make money in direct mail, advertising, copywriting. I assure you, there is not a resource anywhere on the internet or on the planet that comes close to the free information I provide at HardToFindSeminars.com. So go right now to HardToFindSeminars.com, and you'll have free access to 117 hours of audio interviews with typed word-for-word downloadable transcripts and downloadable MP3 files. Please browse some more of the videos or go right directly to HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching.